Welcome to Community Crossfire, another point of view. I'm your host, Norman Oliver, as always. We have an incredible show this evening. Had the mayor of the city of Wilmington, Mayor Dennis Williams. Thank you for coming, Mayor. Before I go to the mayor, I'd like to have a few announcements I have to make. First of all, this show, my brother said this show is meat and potatoes. My brother Cisco, he said this is like a grind show. So then he tell me I got to call him Paulie Shaft. I'm like, can I just call you Alonzo? He got like 45 different names. Maybe I should say, pay me my money. Just call him that. So we call this show Meat and Potatoes after Cisco. I bet you he's probably somewhere knocked out sleep. Regina Booker tells me she watched this show all the time.
Saw Regina last night.
Saw her last night. We at
Absolutely.
the same event. Regina, thank you as always. And also, congratulations to Shamia Price. I know her grandmother and mother watched the show. She's graduated with a nursing degree from North Carolina Central, and that's what it's about. I know we our agency gave her a lot of money, and Councilwoman Shabazz and others did too. And I got hot information. When people watch this show, they get all the information hot off the press. I heard earlier tonight that Mark Mulvaney, I thought Mark Mulvaney and Gary Hutt was going to go at it. Now I hear that Theo Gregory, the president of City Council, is going to be running against Gary Hutt for city committee. Whoa. See, you watch this show, you hear all the dirt. See, I get it first. Lynn Dodo told me last night that she's not running for treasurer. You didn't know that, did you?
No, but I know I'm supporting Gary Hutt.
Oh, okay. Well, so you got it off the press now. Okay.
150%.
Before I even asked you, what else am I going to talk about? You made me lose my train of thought. Okay, I'm going to support Jay Caldwell's event. Jay Caldwell does a great job. Also, I went to the Sixers unveiled. They have the D-League team. I got a chance to go to the University of Delaware.
Yeah, Sonny Hill last night.
Yeah, Sonny Hill and all those guys. Well, Sonny Hill's not even involved like he should be.
Yeah.
And also, Duffy Samuels and I went, right? And this lady stopped us at the door like we were coming to rob him. I'm like, what the hell you stopped me for? I don't even want to be here. Like 10 people invited me to here. It's invitation only.
Wow.
And matter of fact, Vess Johnson probably should be the person who got the job, but they're going to have problems with that lady who's running the Bob Cutman Center, mark my word. Did you read about the guy, 84 years old, the doctor, up there allegedly fondling men and women, and he's like a neurosurgeon. What the hell's going on, man? This dude, 84 years old. If one of them girls said, okay, what would he do?
I'm not leaving that one alone.
Just watch. 84 years old, he just watch him. Okay, let me, one more last thing. The county executive, who's a friend, Tom Gordon, goes out of town. And like I said last week, I thought his administrative assistant was running his mouth way too much. That's what I said. I don't know the man. He's probably a good guy. But I know how this media is, especially our news journal. And they will tie things up and make you look bad. So now he goes to Facebook, and they still write about him. So just leave it alone. You can't win.
Sometimes it's the best way to do it.
Just leave it alone.
That's right.
All right. How you doing? Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, as always.
Let's get right at it. Because you and I talk. And one thing I know, and I could be very, very honest, that you're very passionate about trying to curb the violence in our neighborhoods, especially when we look at the young folks, and black on black crime, and then I read today, and what I said, and this is a long kind of question. What I said was, you and Mayor Baker had different styles. I wasn't taking the jab at the mayor, but I said you more on hands. Like you were going to the crime scenes, because that's your makeup, so. And when you took over, this got to pain you a little bit, right? Just to continue to see that?
Oh, it does, Norman. One of the things you look at in this society, you have family breakdown, you have people who don't believe in God any longer. You also have people that are unemployed, you have people who are desperate, you have people who are hungry. But you also have a ragtag newspaper, a one-horse town newspaper that will not print anything positive. Why weren't they at East Side Charter on Friday? All these kids graduated and the good things that they did. You were there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mentoring program. Why don't they talk about the positive things that are going on in our communities? They love to explode and write pages and pages of violence because that's what sells newspapers. And I know I'm going to make some folks superstars because like to write about me. It appears I'm on the front page of the paper more than any other mayor that's ever been the mayor of the city of Wilmington. But one of the things that I truly find, if the News Journal and other people who want to berate our city really want to do something, Why don't they write a check for $100,000 and let's start a jobs program? Let's start sitting beside me, coming up with solutions instead of always attacking the city, talking about how bad it is. And people jumping up and down and pounding on their chest and saying Wilmington's a bad place. Well, what have you done for Wilmington lately? Just name one thing. That's what I like to get them in the room and ask them.
I want to stay here for a second though, and I'm confused. I got to be honest. Me personally, I think that the way to fight this is through economic empowerment, and I've had this conversation.
We talked about employment. It's critical.
How do we do that? I mean, do you have like an economic plan or a plan to grow jobs?
Well, first of all, you have to get people to stay in school and complete the educational process, but you can't ask people to do that if it's nothing waiting for them when they get out and finish these education programs. Corporations need to do a little bit more, a lot more. I won't say a little bit more. People that are always attacking from the sideline, they need to do more. They think that this doesn't affect them, but it does affect them. Norman, if you look at the violence that goes on, not just in Wilmington, but nationwide, do you realize that people who get wounded by gunfire, who survive going to extended care facilities, Medicaid pays for that, so everybody who has a job pays for that, and we're talking about anywhere now, I think we're hitting about close to $1 billion, and then you start multiplying at times of people going to prison, $36,000 a year, and the cost of prisons, you start multiplying it, we're spending $2 or $3 billion a year just on street violence alone, and that's not counting probation and parole in the courts. And if people really wanted to tell the truth about this and roll this out and lay it out there and come to try to fix this problem, we first have to come together with everybody. And I'm talking about the corporations have to come to the table first because they have the money. Government's not going to be able to fix this by themselves. I'm not going to be able to fix this. I can't come in and create 500 to 1,000 jobs. I can ask people who want to come in and bring businesses to Wilmington and give them incentives to hire city residents. But before then, we have to make sure they're educated, and we have to teach folks how to get up, go to work, how to fill out a resume, how to go back to school, how to get their basic writing skills back and be able to look someone in the eye and say, I want a job.
Is it, in saying that, right, is it a little bit more deeper than you even thought? You know what I mean? Because you've been a state representative for like 20 years or so?
17 and a half,
17
yes.
and a half. So, and again, because I know that was your platform, and I commend you on that. It's a little deeper than you even thought, right?
It is deeper, Norman, but we are going to fight crime, and we are fighting crime. If you look at what the Wilmington Police Department has done since January the 8th, I think in the next few weeks, if we keep going at the rate we're going, we'll have seized close to well over 70-some handguns, hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of narcotics, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cash, search warrants, and they're like dandelions that keep springing up, but we keep getting them constantly. But one of the things where I ran into a problem is the previous administration cut 20 police officers from the budget. I was 20 police officers short coming in, which took me down to 297. When that 20 officers were cut, that is going to leave me at a 43-man gap, and we're struggling to fill that. I had no idea we were going to be that short coming into this crisis. But I'm not going to make excuses. We are going to fight this, just like I said. We are going to deal with it. And I know some people are waiting for me to fail after 6 months because I said we'll make some inroads after 6 months. If we don't make inroads after 6 months, I'll still be out there fighting on the sidelines because we are going to curb this violence. Maybe I was a little premature by saying 6 months early, but I'm still going to stand tall.
But that's how you felt.
That's how I felt, and I still feel that way. And if we don't curve it in 6 months, I'll be the first one. Matter of fact, probably a month prior to that, if I can gauge where we're going to be, I will be there calling a press conference and say, maybe I was just a little prejudgmental. But I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to run. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to accept responsibility. I said it. I'll take the hit for it.
Do you think that we have a gang issue here? Are there gangs, maybe sophisticated gangs in the city of Wilmington?
Norman, we do have some remnants of sophisticated gangs in the city.
See, I didn't believe that.
Well, yeah, we do. But I think it's more or less people fighting for drug territory, people ripping people off, people getting angry. You ripped me off, so now I'm going to cap you. Well, let me use some more sophisticated terms. I'm going to shoot you.
Okay.
I'm using the street term here. I'm going to shoot you. And then there's retaliation. You shot my boy, so now I got to shoot two of your boys. And since you shot my boy in the foot, I'm going to shoot your boy in the foot. I'm not going to kill him. But if you kill my boy, I'm going to kill your boy. This is what you see a lot of now. You see a lot of drug rip-offs. And guys think that, Wilmington's only 7.5 mile geographical area.
Right.
You think you're going to run on the west side and hide? I mean, these folks are going to look for you. You're going to track you down, and that's what it's all about. And it's some possibility of some turf wars. It's a culmination of things. But again, we can get this under control, and we will. Is it going to be a little rough in the next few months? Or it's going to get real rough. Some people are not going to like what we're going to do.
Okay. Of course, you've come out under criticism yourself, right?
Sure.
Because of your security detail team or whatever.
Sure.
You get out the car, Barack Obama.
I know.
but what is that? I mean, do you feel like, I mean, and honestly, I'm being real serious, because I ask the questions. Do you feel like it's because you were a police officer or because the way you're going about tackling crime that you need that kind of security around you personally?
Norman, my past has nothing to do with security. My philosophy is this: I'm going after people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. A lot of times when you go after these folks and you start taking their bread and butter away from them, you never know how they're going to react to that. I can take care of myself. I am proficient with firearms. I can use my hands. I can defend myself, but I want to make sure I see what's coming at me. I can't see everything.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
And if I'm attacked, it's up to the good Lord what's going to happen to me. I could have 100 people around me. It doesn't matter. If God wants me to get hurt or go that day, that's what the choice will be. But under this man philosophy, I just want to have a chance. I can't see everything. I stand at the podium quite a bit. I had one incident where a gentleman got behind the podium on me in Price's Run Park just a few days before I won the general election. I wasn't going to take any more risks after that. There's some other things that happened, and it's no one's business but mine and my security detail. But it is what it is, Norman.
But one more issue dealing with crime, and we're going to move over to maybe housing and finances. Looked like you and Councilman Mike Brown, who's the chair of the Public Safety Committee, seem like you guys or the administration, maybe not you personally, are clashing over the way public safety is being handled. And you made a comment in the paper, so it's not me saying it, you said it, that, okay, you guys have sat there and you saw this happen. What is that all about?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to be dictated to on how the city's run. The people elected me mayor of the city, and I'm going to run the city as a mayor. I'm not going to go and ask 14 or 20 people for permission to do my job. That's not going to happen. If other mayors have done that, then so be it. But it's a new day. This is called the Williams administration, and I was elected by the people with a 41% margin as a mayor of this city out of a 5-way primary, and I don't think that's nothing to say a shab at. And I'm prepared to more than likely go again a second term. Okay. And with all due respect, anybody that wants to get in line and wants my job, I'll see you on the battlefield.
Well, you heard it here first on Crossfire. So what's your relationship with council? I mean,
I have a good relationship with several council members. People govern the way they want to govern, Norman. I think some folks, think that being loud and jumping up and down is the way to govern. I have no disrespect for that. That's what they want to do. That's what they choose to do. They were elected by the people also. If that's the way they want to govern, no problem. But I'm not doing that. I remember many years ago when I first got into politics, those are the things I did when I was a young elected state representative. As time progressed and time moved on, I learned how to use diplomacy and build coalitions. And that's what I intend to do now. People tell me that's not the way it's done. It used to be done this way, but again, it's a new day. We can't do things the way it used to be done. Things have to be done in the open. Things have to be done in the light. Things have to be done the right way. There's no more that'll do under this administration. We're not going to do that any longer.
Okay. When you say that you're going to do a forensic audit, because I guess somebody was stealing. You saw a picture in the paper and so forth and so on. So, do you think it was widespread crime in some of the departments or something like that? Because I heard the speech too, like on the 5th floor. You were saying I'm not putting everybody in this box, so let's clear that up. But you said there has been some things happening, and I'm concerned about it. Are you still going to do? Are you in the process of doing it? I know they've changed the process of now they're even mailing out checks. You can't go pick them up unless you get some kind of permission. What's that all about?
Well, Norman, you want to have checks and balances, and no disrespect to anyone else. There was some lackadaisicalness before this administration took over, and as you can see, there was embezzlement of $31,000, what we calculated. And we found some more areas that just don't look right, and we're going to look at those also. We are the stewards of the public's money. We have no recourse. We cannot brush things under the rug. We can't walk away from things. We can't turn our head. You'd be surprised at the town meetings that we went to when we told the community It's probably about 8 or 9 council districts we went in, probably about 6 council districts we went in. I mean, we got a standing ovation because we are calculating and looking at the public's money and making sure that no one is taking it illegally. And the public is 100% behind this administration. We are going to probably bring some more auditors in, and we're going to take a look at some areas. And there's one area right now that I can't talk about, but I think we're going to get another hit.
Wow. While we're talking about finances, while we're on this subject, the business community, do you feel comfortable that the business community is going to embrace your administration and start putting some dollars in to maybe can filter into the neighborhoods?
Well, the business community has already embraced this administration. We have a business roundtable that we started way back in May prior to us even winning the primary. That's pretty much how confident we were because we had analysts calculating the numbers on a daily basis, and the numbers kept going up. So what we did is we didn't stop and act like we were in a firefight. We just continued on, moved on like we were going to start a new administration. So we kept working, and I'm glad we did start this business roundtable because we have probably over 30 businesses who we meet with every month, and they want to do something, they want to be a part of, and you know, they want to help out, but they want to make sure that their investment is not going to be in a negative way, you know, just throwing money on something that doesn't work. And one of the things we did is one company was thinking about moving out of the city, and they pay people 6-figure salaries. They have anywhere over 100 and some employees. We went down to visit them, myself and a team. They're going to now hire probably 70 more people and keep that 130 plus in the city. I sat down with a major bank a few weeks ago, and they're looking at building a major campus, but there's no commitment at this point in time, but we are on the radar. And they're impressed at how they had access to the mayor's office or how the mayor would even come to see them. You know, Norman, people and business are the lifeblood of a city.
Right.
You have to take care of the neighborhoods, but you also have to take care of the businesses. Once you start to lose businesses and 6-figure jobs and you have that cash flow draining out of your budget, it starts your budget to hemorrhage, and you can't take too much of that because it'll cause you to bleed to death.
Do you see yourself consolidating any departments? I mean, because you're doing all this, so you're looking at it. Do you think that maybe L&I and housing could come together, or economic development and finance? I'm not sure.
Well, we have merged some things together, and we've had our teams are working out of a not any silos anymore, but they're working out of a just say I'll use an example, a mixing bowl when you put all the ingredients in the baked cake. We have a meeting every month where all of our department heads sit down, and we have a bi-weekly meeting where they come up and talk about the things that they are doing so they won't confuse L&I, and like Public Works will be working on something, L&I won't know about it, but now we have this gel, just like Jell-O. We all know what we're doing. And we start to look at the things that we can work on very rapidly and not pass the buck and push it here and push it in the corner. And again, that'll do stuff. We take things on the front burner and we get it done. And the departments are communicating with one another. And that's what's making it so great. I mean, we are getting it done.
What, any housing initiatives, anything that you see that folks should know about? I mean, are we, and also let me ask you another question. You can answer the housing question also. When we talk about nonprofit buildings, I've read something about that. Are you looking at that too as an option, and maybe they should pay into it?
We're looking at a one-time fee, and it's caused some pandemonium, and I try to explain to some of the folks, and I'll probably be meeting with Dana and that group, that we're not coming in trying to gouge anybody. It'll be on probably a what your yearly tax statement states. I'm talking about your federal tax statement, your gross profits and all. One of the things that we want to do is, I know there's going to be a lot of pushback, but I'm prepared for that, and I haven't made a commitment we're going to do that 100% yet. But you have to look at the services that are provided by police and fire, Public Works, and then people say we do so much for the citizens of the city of Wilmington, and I understand that, and they are telling the truth, and it's a good thing that they do for the citizens of the city of Wilmington. But government can't sustain all these nonprofit entities any longer and carry them. It just can't do it. It's like you have you invite everybody into the neighborhood to eat dinner with you, but they never bring anything.
That happens to me all the time. We're moving into the fiscal year, right? New fiscal year, July 1st. And you're going to open a couple new pools up that got closed down. How is that going to affect your bottom line financially? Do you, because I hear one say, opening pools, we got to spend this, or opening this kind of stuff, we're going to lose that, and we may run into a deficit. Do you see that?
Well, not really. We're not going to open Canby Pool, but Canby Pool won't be open for another 2 to 3 years. And looking at that, may be we may have a private-public partnership.
Okay.
Where they'll have pro swimmers in there in the wintertime. We're looking at maybe putting a bubble over it where people can swim in the wintertime, have Olympic Games there and things of that nature. But we haven't made a decision on that yet, but we're right there in that area where we think the pool should be back open. Also, we want to have the pools open on Memorial Day so these kids can have at least 5 extra weekends of swimming prior to getting out of school. I know a lot of people keep talking about money and things of that nature, but you can't keep making excuses for finances. When Jimmy Carter lost the presidency, that's when it was attack on young people. If you go back all the way to 1980, that's when all the young programs were starting to be cut. I mean, it's the easiest thing to cut the children because they can't vote, shut down the youth centers, they can't vote, and then you look at the balloon of our prison system, which took off over a 33-year period.
Let me go back to something in my opening, right? Because it just hit me, and I said that I got word that Theo Gregory is going to run against Gary Hutt, right? And you went right at it. I'm supporting Gary Hutt.
I am.
Let me get to it. Does that send a message that you and the president's not on the same page?
No.
What message does that send?
It's democracy.
So but okay, let me reframe it then. Are you guys on the same page?
Are we on the same page?
I think I was clear.
As I stated again, people have their way of governing, and I have my way of governing.
No, that has nothing to do with governing, right?
Oh, it does.
Because you guys have different ways of governing.
We have different philosophies, yes.
But do
we work together? Yes.
Okay, but that's all I wanted to get to.
Oh, okay.
See, I mean, without getting to it, because I don't want you to shoot me.
I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open up the phone lines. Thank you, man. I think that it's important that we get, I'm talking to the governor yesterday. And by the way, congratulations to Ted Blunt and his family.
Great party last night.
He threw a very nice surprise party for him. Earl Monroe, Sonny Hill, the mayor, the governor, everybody. Also, real quickly, what's the relationship? Seems like you and the county executive have an incredible relationship. What is that partnership going to be like? And do you foresee some county police coming in during the summer?
Well, we're going to swear county police in. County police is going to swear Wilmington police in. They've already been in. When Officer Wilkers was shot, they sent 10 officers in to answer our calls. We've already got a united front, and it's about coalition building and team building. And, that's the way it's going to be from this point forward. The more resources you have, the more you blend in, the more you help each other out. That's how you fight crime.
What's your relationship with, like the governor and Attorney General and those guys? Are you guys all on the same page?
I have a great relationship with the Attorney General and a great relationship with the governor. I worked with the governor probably, the last four and a half years. Are they bringing resources in?
Are U.S. senators and congressmen? I mean,
because
we talk like that.
Well, Senator Coons has done a lot for the city of Wilmington. I've gone down several times. I mean, there's things that he's doing, grants and stuff that he's pushing us in the direction. He's supporting us. Senator Carper's going to be on board. We have a bi-monthly meeting with Congressman Carney, Senator Carper, and Senator Coons. I mean, it's something that has been happening.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to ask you to do tonight, because I'm sure a lot of folks are going to have questions for the mayor. Let's not get into a lot of dialogue. Turn your TV down. Just ask the question. I mean, let's just get right to it. Let's bang. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes. How you doing?
Fine.
Yes. How you doing? I have a question for the mayor. I'm a state employee, been working for the state for a few years, and I just want to know, like the city says they don't have money, and you know how they give away like the food cards to the people on public assistance, and I was wondering if there's some way that they could work that program into selling those cards or something to state workers to generate money, because wouldn't that bring money into the state?
Yeah, that would be a state issue when it comes to those food cards. That's handed down by the federal government, and then the state takes those over. The city doesn't handle any food cards. We don't have that authority.
Okay, thank you. And also, your brother Spike said, look, he wanted to ride around with you and be your security. He said, look, he used to ride around with you. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Norm. Congratulations, Dennis, on your win. Quick question, and this is my personal feelings. the gun violence and shootings and things going on in the city are out of control. Would you consider bringing the National Guards in, setting them up in certain areas to put an end to open-air drug markets? And I'm praying your safety, too, that these bums will leave you alone, that hope they leave you alone because you're doing what's right. So, I guess you expected some resistance, but there are a lot of people supporting you.
Yeah, but that's a good...
And I'm just wondering, would you consider bringing in the National Guard?
Good question. Would you consider?
No, I won't consider bringing in the National Guard, and only to the point where if we knew the police department couldn't handle it. But you're going to see in the next month or so, you're going to get a big surprise. Believe me, you are.
Why does it have to be a surprise? Why don't you tell my viewers? Well, you tell me.
I don't want nobody to get ready for us.
Oh, okay. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Norm. Mayor, how you doing? This is Pastor D. How you doing?
Hey, Pastor D, how you doing?
All right. Mayor, you and I, over the years, have both worked together and discussed young people. Today at my church, I had the 15-year-old who is alleged to have pulled a gun on police. And we have the teenagers who put the elderly lady allegedly in the trunk and what have you. As offenders become younger and younger, I know from our conversations that you have a deep interest in stemming what's going on with young people beyond policing. I know that for a fact. I'm wondering if, and I know you got one effort going with the guy over at Hicks Anderson, but beyond that for this summer, are there any imminent plans, such as the ones we've discussed, for young people specifically with that type of crime and mentality?
Thanks for the call, Pastor.
Well, as I stated, the swimming pools is one. Summer jobs is going to be one. Keeping the youth centers are going to be one. And also the plan that I put together where we're going to send people into the homes with Health and Human Services to find out if the caregivers are addicted to narcotics, addicted to alcohol, or if there's mental illness. I can give you an example. We had an incident a few weeks ago where a young man was terrorizing the neighborhood. We went into the house and we found out that there was a lot of things going on, but we brought the right people in. Took care of this young man. We've talked to him, and we're thinking about bringing him out and doing some things with him within the mayor's office. And we haven't had one incident out of this young man since the 2 weeks we've been there. And he's going to school and not giving his mother a hard time because it was direct communications, a 2-hour conversation in the home with the mother and the people that were involved on my end, counseling and those folks. These are the kind of things that we're looking at. And we're also looking at mobile food boxes going into certain areas of the city where people are extremely hungry. And we know this for a fact because of me knocking on doors, sitting on people's steps, no food in the house, frustration, kids are not eating. And this is one of the things that we are trying to get the business community and United Way and others to come on board. And United Way is leaning toward us almost, I can safely say 97% do these mobile food carts going into the community.
And it's funny, hold on for 1 second, okay? I'm going to go to you in a second. I'm glad you said that. One of my frustrations has been, a mayor, and I've said this to the governor, the mayor, whoever would listen, me and everybody. We keep funding some of the same people and getting the same results because their T's are a lot straighter and their I's are a lot better.
You're right.
I mean, we got to stop that. I'm not saying they're bad. Maybe their intentions are great, but their philosophies are old. It's outdated. Me and Mr. Moffitt talk about this all the time. Jack Booker and I, we talk about this all the time. Some of the stuff is outdated. Well, you got to change.
I want to take my hat off to Michelle Taylor, United Way. We had a great discussion. Great job. We had a great discussion the other day, and when I started talking about these kids are hungry, she was right on target. And we got some ideas we're going to be working on. Absolutely.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
How you doing? This is Sadiq Aleem, and speaking of outdated philosophies, I must agree with that. I would know that, growing up in the projects, that a lot of times before I actually started committing crimes and my friends started committing crimes, we all had behavioral problems prior to that. So I want to know, like, for the youth, is there any programs that you have for that or behavior modifications that you have, and if so, how can I be a part of that?
Hey, that's a good question.
Well, he'll have to call 576-2100 and send his name in.
Okay. He said dial 576-2100, and he'll have someone to talk to you about that. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
How you doing, Norm?
How you doing?
Cooper calling.
Hey, turn your TV down a little bit, Coop. All right, go ahead.
It's down.
All right, go ahead.
How you doing, Mr. Mayor? You're doing a good job. I just can't wait until next month when we see some big improvement out here in the community. It's needed. But the reason for this call is I'm a candidate for the school board, Red Clay, and I understand that you have some frustration with the school districts and some things of that nature, and I just wanted you to just elaborate a little more because I understand that you're not happy with some of the school districts, and I understand that Red Clay might be the school district running all the schools in the city of Wilmington, and I wanted to know if there's any truth to that rumor, and et cetera.
Do we get a paid for that free ad you just got on, Mr. Cooper?
Say that again, Norm?
Do we get a check for that that free pub you just got?
Yeah, you can get a check.
Bye-bye. Yeah, but that is a good question.
I am disappointed in the educational system. Norman, you got a 59% dropout rate hitting the 60. Come on. I mean, what's going on? And people keep talking about that education is moving along smoothly and things are going great. Things are not going great. We got almost a 60% dropout rate in the city of Wilmington. You know what? When people are uneducated, that's what feeds the crime center. I mean, I don't know what other people are doing, but I know what I'm going to do. We have to address this. I build a coalition of educators, people who are very smart, B.B. Coker, Ted Blunt, Maurice Pritchett, Mayor Sills. I'm looking for a consultant that used to help the J Street, Ray Avery Jones, Pastor Sylvester Scott Beeman, and there's another gentleman that was at the UD that helped Jay present a case before court years ago, but he retired, and I have to track him down. We're very serious about this.
That's good.
Because this has to be addressed. If we don't address this educational problem, we all might as well hang our hats on the shingles and go home.
You got it. You have to do it.
This is it.
Yeah. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
I have a question about the Newcastle County Courthouse and Wilms. The issue with Wilms, I had heard something that was supposed to be named after him, and they don't know how Newcastle County got their hands on it. Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that? Judge Wilms.
Well, there was an ordinance passed many years ago that when the city sold that land to the state, that courthouse was supposed to be named after him. It's somewhere in an ordinance that's been overlooked for years. And if that's the case, and if it's the law, then the state's going to have to do that.
Okay, thank you. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes, hi. I'd just like to commend the mayor and say he's doing an excellent job. Stay on track, which I know he will do. He's a very smart and intelligent mayor. He knows what he's doing. There's no need for me to even question what he's doing. He'll be fine. There's no need to worry about his protection. This mayor's fine. Also, I'd like to say he reminds me of a mayor up in New York. Nothing to do with political parties or anything, but Rudy Giuliani wasn't scared to take on people up there in New York City, and he cleaned house up in New York. I mean, I'm a Democrat, but it has nothing to do with political party, either party. But there are a lot of mayors out here that are just like house.
Time out for 1 second on that. Now, if the mayor starts doing that, right? And Baker got they write national stuff with the jump outs. Well, if Mayor Williams start doing this and coming to some of these neighborhoods, parents and community groups going to be raising all kinds of hell.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, wrong.
Do you think so?
No.
Yes, I know so. Because of the fact that he was elected and people elected him and they elected him to do a job. This isn't a sit-back job. Okay, this isn't a sit-back job. He's doing what he is supposed to be doing, and as he stated before, he summed it up very, very clearly that he is elected. The people elected him to do a job, not to sit at his desk and just ignore things that are going on. He's not doing that, and I know he has people in his administration. They have a job to do as well too, reporting to him. But he's doing a fantastic job as far as how he's going to do things. And he knows how he's going to do things, and I trust how he's going to do things. No, people are tired of all this crime in the city. It cannot stay the same.
Okay, thank you very much.
Repeat that. That is the problem with this city.
We got it loud and clear.
It's not going to stay the same. No, the thugs don't rule the street.
We got it.
Understand that.
I got it.
Okay?
Thank you.
They don't rule it.
Okay. She said a mouthful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, we have the mayor of the city of Wilmington, Mayor Dennis Williams. We've covered all kinds of issues. This community crossfire, we hold back no bars. all questions are open. And again, I just thank all of. And last week's show was phenomenal. Either you agreed or disagreed with the civil marriage or civil union, and some people do have strong opinions about that. But if either you agree or you don't have to. But at least people tell me, no, we like watch the show because we learn.
Right.
And like they getting stuff about the city that they would not ever get. Matter of fact, where do you stand on that issue?
What's that?
Civil marriage.
I judge no one, Norman. You can't help who you fall in love with.
Okay. Now that was easy. I asked painless questions. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes, this is Brother Nino. I just want to say kudos to Dennis C. Williams and peace to you, Norman Oliver.
Thanks, Nino.
And I just want to say, Dennis, you're doing a good job, and I think you're going to do a great job. And next term, you're going to do greater. And don't worry about everybody, what they say. Don't worry about people threatening you and all that. We got your back.
Thank you.
Heard that. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Norman and Mayor Williams. This is Wanda Boston. I was congratulating you, Mayor Williams, for the work that you're doing and the work I know you're going to do. And I pray that God places a hedge of protection around you and you have nothing to worry about while you're on your duties. But Mayor Williams, I just like to thank you for really taking into consideration being our Grand Master at the NAMI Walk, because I'm on the board of directors and they needed a Grand Master, and I'm like, why not our mayor, our new mayor, and I was so excited to try to ask you to be our Grand Master, but I understand you have a lot on your plate, and I just want to thank you for taking it into consideration, but I just wanted to ask you, what are your feelings on NAMI and the work that they're doing, if you're in agreement in what we're doing?
Thank you for the call.
Well, thank you, Wanda. I gave NAMI quite a bit of money when I was on the joint finance, and I do support the work that they're doing. And I want to thank you for all the work that you're doing and the commitment you're making to our young people in our city and our state.
That's good. Let me give a shout out to some people in your administration, Ken Briscoe, and Steve Williams, those guys. And I've spoken a lot about the young Miss Coppage. I only met her once, and giving people like that an opportunity. Is it difficult having young folks in leadership position like that and giving them open reins? Why are you smiling, man?
Sometimes I have to take my strap off. They make me think of my children all over again.
Right.
But other than that, they're good.
Look here. See, nobody saw me start smirking like, dude, where you go with this question? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello?
Good evening, Norman.
Good evening.
Mr. Williams, congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you.
One simple question to let you go. What are your feelings, both of you gentlemen, on the Wilmington Housing Authority? Do you think the quality of life of the people there in these buildings is better than it has been in the past? And do you have any plans in the future for security
that's a good question.
Upgrading?
Is this Donahue?
You got it, brother.
Yeah, that's a good question because you brought it up last week. Yeah, what do you? Hold on for a second. Calm down for 1 second. What do you think about the housing authority in the direction? I know you've just appointed like 4 or 5 people, and then you had a big exodus. A lot of folks jumped off.
Mm-hmm.
We have Herman Holloway Jr., who's the chairperson. I know Tom. Where do you see the housing authority moving towards? Are you happy?
Well, I had a meeting with the new board, with the exception of some other new members coming in. We have to do some evaluations. We have to assess the Wilmington Housing Authority. Not only do we take the board's word, I'm the kind of guy that's hands-on. Norm, you know me, I would like to go in myself and start interviewing people in these high-rises. It will be time-consuming, but I don't just believe everything somebody writes down on a legal pad. I like to hear it for myself. Mm-hmm. Some people tell me that I'm too hands-on, but when I get a grip on things and I think things will run smoothly, then I'll take hands off. And that's what I want to do before I make any decisions on where we're going.
And also, again, last time you was on here, we talked about this. You said you were going to try to get away from that got you politics.
Oh, yeah.
Like from L&I or ticketing and all that.
Yeah.
How's that coming?
Well, one of the things we've done, there was a restaurant that was complaining about their customers in the loading zone was getting ticketed. We found out that DART took half of their loading zone. We went to Del-Dot. DART moved down a half a block. Now the people aren't getting the tickets as they used to be. I put our vehicles, and we marked our vehicles with an amber light that says traffic enforcement. People can see them coming from blocks away. I don't want any more of this ambushing, hiding. I want people to know who traffic enforcement is. When they're riding down the street, if you know your meter's getting ready to run out, you see them. Don't let them drive by and come by and get your number and give you a ticket. Have some common sense, get in the car and leave. We're not hiding in the bushes anymore for these 1-minute deals. And I'm trying to get away from using this as a revenue enhancer. It's something that should have never happened, but it did. It's going to take us a while to get away from this, and eventually we will get away from it.
Okay. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello? Hello? Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going there, Norm? Hey, Dennis, how you doing? This is Len Church, man. I might be able to help you out a little bit. On Wednesdays, it'll be this Wednesday, the 1st of May, we always give out food down at 698 Old Baltimore Pike, the old 1183 Union Hall. And all we need the people to do is to come down there one time. They can sign up, and they can come down there we have it posted on the opposing Wednesdays. It's like twice a month, and they can get whatever they need to take back to their areas. That'll kind of help you guys out in the city there. Also, I want to commend you on doing a stellar job. I mean, you know how it used to be when we were growing up playing baseball. You could always count on guys to be there to play. And I'm just saying, I look at it in the same fashion to where you can organize people to get us to do. I still didn't like you batting left and making us shit fields. That was pretty low.
Too much information. Hey, but thank you for calling to help out.
Thank you,
That
Lenny.
was nice. Some people got to call said help out. My sister just texted me and told me she wanted to thank Sean Allen and Claude McCrae and Rashid and those guys down at Parks and Recreation for helping her out.
Good.
And again, congratulations to John Sheehy, who was
He was there last night. I had a great conversation with him.
I mean,
absolutely.
He's going to be sorely missed too.
Oh, he is.
He
is.
I went to I went to an Indian event today.
Yeah.
And they're going to be on
Sid
here.
Sharma?
Sid Sharma, those guys. And I went to an African event with Dr. Siyoka last night.
Yeah.
People are really embracing and ready to help out in the community. I mean, because this is a melting pot.
It is.
So we got to open things up. Mm-hmm. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello?
Hi, gentlemen.
You might want to turn your TV down. I think that's what it was. You got an echo.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Davi Mosley, and I work the gun violence prevention program at the Delaware Center for Justice, where we teach kids gun violence prevention that are adjudicated in gun court. One of the things that we've done is I've hired a program partner who was formerly incarcerated. He started volunteering at the program. My question to you is, what do you think about that sort of tactic for people who have come home, paid their restitution, paid their debt to society and to the criminal justice system, being hired in those type of positions? My program partner has been very effective at reaching those kids at Ferris, mainly because he brings in people who are in that situation, who have currently come out of, or not currently, but have spent some time in society after stints of incarceration, but are doing a good job with that. And I know sometimes you talk about not hugging thugs, but in that situation, I have a person who was currently
I got you. Let's let him answer the question. Thanks for the call. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm not hugging thugs, and I stand by that 150%. Mm-hmm. But I want you to know that I've went to Washington twice, and I've talked to the Department of Justice, and we're trying to get grant money to hire street workers. And as I stated to those folks, and also the state Department of Justice, I've talked to those folks, and I explained to them that don't bring me anybody from Harvard. Don't give me anybody with sociology degrees and PhDs in psychology. Give me some people with street credibility. I want to hire people who were convicted felons, who are back on the street, who these young men respect and will listen to and talk to, because there's no sense in me putting no one out there and paying them $30,000 or $40,000 a year when they can't bring one gun in or talk to anybody or get anybody to put the guns down. That doesn't make sense. Those have been failed programs throughout our nation forever. And I'm not going to do those things and make mistakes just because to make somebody happy to give a friend a job. We're going to look for people who have street credibility. And these young kids today, if you don't have street credibility, you can't even tell them good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, we have Mayor Dennis Williams on the set. This is the time to ask the mayor questions. It's not like you can get close to him. You know, he got like 10 people following him around, and they'll take you out.
Get out of here.
How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello? Oh, did I answer it? I ain't even talking. Didn't even answer. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I think this is Jim Gilliam. I think that the thinking about WHA is being put in the wrong light, and I think that a lot of it needs to be thought through. The current management of WHA is not a bad management at all. Purnell is thought to be a good management by the profession, and I think that he's running WHA during a very difficult time for public housing, and I think that this whole slogan about WHA in a new day is wrong, because it criticizes the management of WHA, which is trying to do the best it can under difficult circumstances. And I think he is entitled to some applause rather than criticism. And I think that he, with all due respects to Herman, he's an amateur in this business, and he really doesn't know what he's talking about.
Did you actually call?
He really needs to.
Mr. Gilliam.
Yeah.
Did you actually call Herman Holloway Jr. an amateur?
Huh?
Did you actually call him an amateur on this show?
Say what?
Did you call Herman an amateur?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about the details of public housing. He doesn't know at all. He really doesn't. Public housing, for example, when I came to Wilmington, was segregated, and he talks about somebody with new refrigerators. How in the devil could they replace new refrigerators? Replace when they didn't have the money to do it.
Wow.
The truth of the matter is, it's a very, very difficult operation.
Yeah.
And I think before somebody continues to run their mouth, they really need to sit down and know what they're talking about.
Thank you so very much for your call, Ms. Gilliam. You hear it first here.
And Fred Purnell, his job's not in jeopardy. I've talked to Fred twice.
Okay.
We may have a chairman and a board there, but Dennis Williams runs the Wilmington Housing.
Well, I tell you, you hear it all on this show, boy. That's why I like this show, man. Clifford Brown Jazz Fest. How's all that kind of stuff coming for the summer?
We raised over $100,000. Looks like it's going to be good.
So same kind of.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good.
Okay. Because I heard that it's going to be scaled down or different.
No, it's going to be good.
Okay, man. I got to ask.
I know,
you think I ain't going to answer the question? Sit here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Hello?
How you doing? Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Dennis, what is he going to do about the police when they come through the neighborhoods or the chase or something? I've seen them come through wide open with their cars, and they're going to hurt somebody, run over somebody. They're coming through the neighborhoods entirely too fast in their police cars.
All right, thank
you.
Well, it depends on what kind of call they're going to. If someone is carrying a gun or if they're chasing a suspect, they've been speeding through neighborhoods for years. I did it, and you have to use caution. They get hundreds of hours in defensive driving, but, sometimes it calls for speed in the vehicles. And what are we supposed to do? You want these felons apprehended? We have to go after them and catch them.
And let me hold on. Let me give a shout out to guys like Duffy Samuels, who's doing an excellent job in our communities with his programs, youth programs. Kenny Everett at Goju Aerobics up in your neighborhood, and there's so many people who are doing so many good things. That we would sit here for a lifetime. You know,
I sat down and had a great conversation with Duffy about a week ago, and I'm going to start. A matter of fact, I did support his community garden program. We funded that, and I'm going to be sitting down looking at some other programs that he has, and I'm going to be going to some people who I know very well, who are committed to children. So, and I'm going to be looking at these folks. These are some corporate donors to start donating some money to Duffy's Hope, because he has a lot of. I told him ever since I've known him, he's been dealing with kids, and I've been watching him.
And people don't understand.
And it hasn't changed. He's positive with the kids.
Not to cut you off, Mayor. Like when I was running class, it's a tough job, and you got to raise funds. I mean, it got to a point where I almost needed $300,000 to run it. I mean, it's a lot.
I remember all that stuff.
You know, and I talked to my good friend Rashid Mustafa down at Parks and Recreation. All those guys, Marvin Newton and I were talking the other day just about some community stuff, and even my nephew. Alonzo Redden. I mean, just all these people are trying to do good stuff.
Right.
It's not. I mean, that's not like you said earlier. Let's not paint this picture that everybody in the cities is messed up.
Right.
I mean, we just don't talk about the good. I mean, these people are doing good stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, Ted Blunt and I were talking this morning. We must have talked for 45 minutes, and I was commending him. I was saying, dude, you know, and I'm glad we give people their flyers where they can smell them. And I told, you know, I would like to have Earl Monroe. He got a book out, Sunny Hill, and Ted Blunt. We're going to have a round table. And like I said, you and I could talk forever, but it is good people doing good stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, like we talk about the Indian population, the Muslim population, the African. I mean, there's some good people out here.
But that's why I keep telling people you can't let this newspaper define Wilmington's journey.
Well, they've been telling me off for years. You heard what I told them.
I
told them, well, I can't. I guess you can't. You're not allowed to curse on this airways or that, because I told them where to go. I was talking to my good friend Emily about that. I said, I tell them where to go. I don't play. Psh, get him. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm wondering how much Purnell paid that guy for that comment from the Wilmington Housing Authority, because Purnell ain't worth nothing. I mean, I know for a fact. I got some things in writing. He tears down the extensive. People need places to live. He tears down houses. People have nowhere to go. I mean, that was a stupid thing to do. But man is doing so much for us.
Thank you for your call.
All
right. Well, I guess he's not a Fred Purnell fan.
Well, you know, there was some promises made, and they lost a couple of grants, and you know, people jump up and down again. They have a right to criticize, but I'm not going to go in there and look at everything that he's done wrong and try to micromanage that. I mean, the housing authorities have been getting slashed over the past 10 years. I mean, they're working with basically nothing. And if everybody's so concerned, why don't they roll their sleeves up and take their labor skills and go over to help rebuild these houses and say, I'm going to volunteer 80 hours a month and help you rebuild some of these houses.
How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello, welcome to the show.
I wanted to ask the mayor what his position is on the trolley that DART is trying to stop running, that we used to have running throughout the city. The other question is what his position is on the increased violence on DART buses against the bus drivers and the passengers. I wanted to know what his position was on it, and I'll hang up and listen to his response.
Good questions.
Well, first of all, the trolley, you need to call your state representative and your downtown senator and call my office. I will talk to Del Dot about not stopping the trolley, because the trolley is needed, even though it's a small few people on it every now and then. But the trolley from one point to downtown to the northern point, I think, is a good thing. Well, the assault on bus drivers in the DART buses, I supported a piece of legislation where if you assault the bus driver, it's a felony. I hope that has tampered some things down, and if it hasn't, the bus driver has a telephone in the bus. He needs to pull the bus over as soon as he sees a police car and call a radio room, and the police car pulls over.
How you doing? Welcome to the show. We got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I won't take long. No, I'm just Pastor D calling back, and I feel like I need to do this for myself. Not to blow my horn, but Pastor D and Joshua Harvest Church does good work too, Dennis. I mean, I know that you know that, but oftentimes we get left out and don't get an opportunity too. So
yeah, you do a lot of good work, Pastor D.
Yeah, he does great work, and you know, a lot of people do great work.
No, he was speaking about Duffy at the time. We weren't just targeting Duffy. He brought Duffy up.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just feel the need to speak up for myself and my church, man, because we work hard and believe in what
Hey, Pastor D, you do a lot of good stuff. You do good work.
And you, Mayor, you know that.
All right.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I don't like that. And it's not
How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hello?
Yeah, we here.
Yes, hi. How you doing? I'm Roland Bell, Vice President, Local 320. I just wanted to ask Mayor Williams, what we're going to do about the solicitor's office allowing these things to continue going on to arbitration instead of trying to solve it at the lower level.
Well,
thanks. Good question.
Again, you guys have my ear. I mean, you need to come up to the office and let's talk. I know you still have a lot of issues there, but I think there's a lot of issues on both ends. We need to sit down and iron this thing out, because I'm not going to have an administration where you guys are scrapping with management constantly and management scrapping with you. We're going to resolve this. I made it perfectly clear to management, no one's going to be disrespecting or abusing city employees, or they're going to be dealt with too. It's a two-way street. The things I said during the campaign, I truly mean. I will discipline department heads as well as subordinates.
Okay. Real quickly, I want to again thank you for Regina Booker for always looking at the show, and Cisco for renaming it to Meat and Potatoes. And you see how that guy dressed. He's dressed like Abdul. Congratulations again to Shamia Price for graduating with nursing, and she's from the neighborhood. We get more.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, like we talk about people not from the neighborhood. She's graduating with a nursing degree from North Carolina Central.
Good.
Again, tomorrow night, don't forget to go to DAP, right? Mm-hmm. That's what the election is going to be, 6:30.
Tomorrow night.
For the city committee. I would like to just be there to film that. Also, that's it. Also, Jay Caldwell. Hey, man, I'm going to be at your event. I wish somebody would call in and let us know exactly when that is.
When is it?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a flyer. And also,
May 25th.
May 25th. And then the Howard reunion, they were supposed to bring me something on that, but I don't have that flyer. Come and be revived, New Jerusalem Missionary Church, 600 Vanover Avenue, Wednesday, May the 1st, bang, 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 7 o'clock. Guest speaker will be Dr. Harry Lyons, pastor of New Salem. Real quickly in closing, because we're getting out of here in like 10 seconds. Hello? You got like 10 seconds. We're going to get out of here.
Good evening, Norm and Mayor Williams. Mike Riley here.
How you doing?
I just wanted to thank you for doing a great job, both of you. I wanted to quickly ask, are you going to continue and rehabilitate the 7th Street Pier on the east side?
Thank you. And thank you for coming on, man.
No problem. Yeah, we will when we get around there and we get the funding, because right now we don't have a lot of money to do a whole lot of things. But right now I love to do the pier, but my concern.
But you're not raising taxes enough in that.
No. So, water bills average $5 a month.
So how you gonna balance budget? You going through the budgeting process now?
Well, it's up to them. They have it now. It's their turn.
Who's they?
City Council.
Okay, man. Let's be specific here, man.
Troublemaker.
Thank you for coming, man. Hey, also, man, you know what? I'm telling you, I love Mayor Williams, I love Mayor Baker, I love Mayor Sills, I love Mayor Frawley, and all of them get an A. Okay, so I mean, because the guy tried to catch me off guard. I'm like, dude, what you mean say? The news journal. I'm like, Dan Frawley hired me. I'm gonna give him an A. Jim Sills is my frat brother.
I fired you.
Yeah, you fired. Matter of fact, I should give you a D. Shit. I mean, shucks. I didn't say that, did I? Let me get out of here. You did fire me.
But I hired you back every time.
Yeah,